Hello, everyone, and welcome to GL881 Advanced Data Analysis and Interpretation. My name is Dr. Bernardo de la Garza, and I'm happy to be joining you this semester to be able to take you on this wonderful journey of what it is that we're going to be talking about with advanced data analysis. Now, in previous courses, we visited the issues associated with data analysis for our basic or our foundational statistical analyses, and those include going through our measures of central tendency, measures of variability, also examining issues related to t-test and the different types of t-test, ANOVA, the different types of ANOVAs, and also looking at issues related to correlation. Now, this semester, although I will provide for you a refresher on all those topics, because I do know that it has been a bit of time from when we introduced those to now, I will provide that refresher, but we are going to be moving on to our more advanced data analysis topics this semester. Now, in terms of our advanced data analysis topics, what are we going to be covering? Well, number one, we're going to be talking about factorial ANOVAs and what that means. We're also going to be talking about adding in covariates to analyses, so making sure that we can address issues that might potentially be influencing our results and eliminating their possible effect in terms of those variables. We're also going to be looking at issues related to MANOVA, where we have instances where we have multiple independent variables and multiple dependent variables, right? And that's going to be very important for us to be able to examine those issues and talking about the applications related to each one of those. Aside from those analyses, we're also going to be looking into talking about simple regression analysis and also talking about multiple regression analysis and talking about how it is that we can use values to be able to predict our dependent score from our independent variable score using the data that we already have. Also, we're going to be talking about using multiple independent variables and multiple dependent variables with multiple regression as well. We're also going to be visiting issues related to forecasting models, and then we're also going to be talking about qualitative data analysis and mixed methods designs. And that is going to be a very important part of our course this semester, because it's important for us to always know and keep in mind that it's not always about analyzing numbers, but rather sometimes it's important for us to be able to analyze what participants are saying or what they're writing, what they're drawing, what it is that they're expressing. We're going to talk about a variety of ways to be able to analyze that data and also designing those mixed methods designs as well, right? Because we might be using those in future semesters. Now, the entire goal of this course is to be able to get you more familiarized and more comfortable with doing data analysis procedures as we've been doing in our previous courses. Now, as with any of my courses, whenever it is that we talk about data analysis, we have to talk a little bit about research methods and research design. And that's going to be part about what we're going to be doing this semester. So at the beginning of the semester, our very first class, we're going to be talking about how is it that we actually collect data, how is it that we prepare ourselves to analyze data, and how those two things coincide with each other. Because the way that we collect data affects the way that we analyze data. The way that we are going to analyze data may potentially affect the way that we're going to collect data in future projects as well. And it's going to be very important for us to be able to make sure that we understand the connection between those and the connection between our research questions, our research designs, our research hypotheses to be able to test those predictions, and also our data analysis strategies to be able to answer those research questions and test those hypotheses that we've been proposing. Now, we're also going to be having 2 webinars this semester. And in terms of our 2 webinars this semester, webinar number 1, we are going to be talking about how to find theory from research. One of the biggest things that I typically tend to find with researchers is, where do I find theory? Right? So where is it that theory comes from? I've been looking in the literature and I don't find the theory section, or I don't find the model section. Where do I find theory? And we're going to talk about how to find theory and where theory comes from and how we develop theory and then how we use theory. So that's going to be webinar number 1. For our second webinar this semester, we're also going to be talking about introducing the use of AI, artificial intelligence, into research. And we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, the ethical concerns that we have with using artificial intelligence, and talking about how it is that we can use AI to our advantage. Because now, as our world changes and technology changes, we as researchers also have to begin to adapt. And we also have to begin to become familiar with how it is and what it is that we need to do in terms of being able to use the technology and the tools that are out there to their fullest capabilities for our benefit as researchers. Now, we are also going to be talking about different types of statistical analyses and different types of designs as well. So I mentioned talking about qualitative designs and talking about mixed methods designs and talking about quantitative designs as well, and using quantitative data versus qualitative data and mixed methods designs. And one other thing that we're going to talk about that I think is an important statistical analysis and design to be able to use is what we call meta-analysis. We're going to be talking about what the pros and the cons of meta-analysis are, because it's important for us to know that those kinds of tools and techniques are available to us for us to be able to use as researchers. Now, I am very, very excited about being able to go on this journey with you all to be able to learn more about advanced statistics. And as I tell you all every semester, whenever it is that I have any of you in any of my courses, as I'm teaching, I'm also learning along the way, and the light bulb gets turned on for me sometimes too. So I'm excited to be able to go on this journey with you and be able to have you explore this wonderful world of advanced statistics. Now, the first thing that I recommend for you to be able to do is go through our course syllabus. Get familiar with the book that we're going to be using, and hopefully you've already received your book from the bookstore by this time. Number two, also get familiar with the calendar. Look at the due dates, put them on your calendar, and make sure that you know when the due dates are going to be happening for each one of the assignments. And we have a total of 5 assignments and a final presentation this semester. Now, your final presentation will be due at the very end of the semester, but we will have 5 assignments that are going to be going on throughout the semester. And the specific due dates for those assignments are posted on the calendar in the course syllabus and also on our course in Canvas. Now, I would also like for each one of you to get familiar with our Canvas site, even though you all may be very familiar with it and know the structure of how it is that I do a course. But it is very important for you all just to get a little bit more familiar with our course site and make sure that you know exactly when our webinars are going to happen, knowing where to find those webinars, knowing where to find the assignments, and making sure that that you know how to navigate the site appropriately. Now, as with any course that I teach with you all, I'm always excited to be able to go along this journey with you and be able to mentor you along the way and be able to become better colleagues, because that's ultimately what I want us all to be able to do, to become better researchers, to become better colleagues, and help each other along this journey that we're doing as researchers. Now, you all have access to me at any point in time through email or also through my Google number, so please make sure to keep that information available and handy to you just in case you ever need to get a hold of me, and I'm always happy to answer any questions. Like I say, I'm excited about this semester, and if you have any questions or concerns, please do let me know.